At the end of Surah Al-Munafiqun, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions an action which you do not find in any other place in the Quran. That if a person is to pass away, what action would a person dream of and wish to return to this worldly life to carry out? That action is none other than to give charity. What does this tell us? This tells us about the importance of giving charity. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells that if a person who passes away is buried in the earth, the one action that they would ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to fulfill for them is to return to this earth to give charity, وَأَكُمْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ, and that I can be from the righteous people. In this blessed month of Ramadan, we know that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the most generous of people. And the most generous that he would be in this month, in the fact that he sallallahu alaihi wasallam would exert his efforts even more in this month. And no better time for you and I, brothers and sisters, to detach ourselves from this worldly life in hoarding and gathering, to give charity and to give to others. It is a type of reward that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in the Quran that can be increased to more than 700 times. Now imagine when you do that in the blessed month of Ramadan, that your reward is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and who knows what Allah Jalla wa ala will give to you. And remember the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam telling us that any charity that is given does not decrease your wealth. It's just upon us to have that trust and reliance in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that when you give, that there is no decrease in what you have. Rather, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will repay you in folds. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to truly understand these verses and the importance of giving charity.